So hello and welcome to this special video. And in this video, we'll talk about India's international calendar in the coming months. And one of the important tours that has been postponed since the last year or so has been India's white ball tour of Bangladesh. And will we see the Bangladesh tour happening this year? India have already announced an away series against Afghanistan in the month of September, although the dates have been not yet announced. But it will be hosted in India in New Delhi with Afghanistan being the host board. But can the BCCI and the Bangladesh Cricket Board come to relative terms and slot in a series in between that? Can the relations between these two countries get better through cricket? Shamik, what story do you have regarding India's tour of Bangladesh, which has seen a couple of postponements in the last year or so?
Shubhan, what we have, this is being discussed at the very highest level. At the very highest level, the restoration of cricket ties between India and Bangladesh, and we all know about the fallout during the T20 World Cup, before the T20 World Cup earlier this year. But that was when Bangladesh was under a caretaker government without any accountability. Now they are under an elected government, and after the elections, olive branches have been extended. So coming straight to the point, it is being discussed at the highest level, at the very highest level, and it is a government call. It is a government call. Cricket bodies basically are incidental here. It's a government call, and um, the hope is that there could be a nod in the affirmative. That is the hope at this moment in time, as because it's a government call, we shouldn't come to a conclusion. But yes, as things stand, uh, there could be a nod in the affirmative, very likely in September.
But Shavika, one question which everyone is asking: what happened with Shakib Al Hasan's house in Bangladesh? It was vandalized. It was destroyed completely. Such instances, do you think that can also impact this store because of security reasons? But Shakib is still a Bangladesh player, and you know is an influential has been an influential personality in Bangladesh cricket history or even their complete history. So such instances, do you think that can also impact India's this tour of Bangladesh?
I think it is a stray incident. You have to keep in mind the fact that Shakib Al Hasan, obviously, he is Bangladesh's greatest ever cricketer, but for political reasons, he lives in exile. He cannot come to Bangladesh. He doesn't come to Bangladesh because there is an arrest warrant. But more importantly, more than Shakib Al Hasan, 2 days ago there was a press conference from Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh's former PM, and he did from India. And after that, there was an official communique, or there was an official statement from the External Affairs Ministry, Bangladesh's External Affairs Ministry, and which is pretty natural in terms of diplomacy. But any suggestions that it might solve the ties between the two countries again, politically or in terms of sport or cricket, um, I think that would be off the mark, because that statement from the Bangladesh's government was very much on the cards after that. Because you have to keep in mind that uh, I mean, Sheikh Hasina, from Bangladesh's government's perspective, she is a fugitive. She is a fugitive, and there is an arrest warrant against her. So if she returns to Bangladesh, there are chances that she could be arrested. But once again, you have to take that into account also. Beyond that statement, there was no escalation in diplomatic ties. There was no causes belli was issued. So there was no escalation. And according to our sources, that from both sides, there is a, I mean, there is a, mm, there is a belief, or there is that feeling that restoration of cricket ties should happen. But because cricket, and both countries are cricket mad, cricket can help bridge that difference.
And recently, we also saw Tamim Iqbal coming to Bangalore, taking a tour of Center of Excellence, having conversations with a few officials, and then Tamim being a former Bangladesh player, former Bangladesh captain. Do you think his position right now within the Bangladesh Cricket Board that will also help India and Bangladesh mend some cricketing ties, at least if not diplomatically completely?
Yeah, obviously. And if you recall, when Bangladesh, the arts-friend Bangladesh government decided to pull out of the World Cup, boycott the World Cup, Tamim voiced his displeasure, saying that it is wrong. It is wrong. You
Right.
cannot do this. And even when there was a caretaker government and he was not with BCE, I mean, he raised his voice. And any after that, every cricketer, Bangladesh cricketer, said that they were upset because they were not allowed to come and participate in the World Cup. That was clearly a political call, and their former board president, Bulbul Aminul Islam Bulbul, was just a puppet. He was just a puppet to that erstwhile government. Now all of them have run away. Sanity has been restored. The order has been restored. And Tamim, you have to keep in mind, Tamim's stature as a cricketer also. He's one of Bangladesh's finest.
Yeah.
He is respected globally. And if there unless BCCI, I mean, if BCCI would have put his foot down still that will not play, then this exchanges, Tamim coming to the COE. Before that, their chief executive, Mehboob Anam. I was in
Mm.
Ahmedabad that time, and when the ICC board meeting happened, he dropped in.
Mm.
So those things wouldn't have happened. And Bangladesh knows. I mean, to sustain their cricket, they need series against India because it's a completely commercial proposition. It's a completely different commercial
Right.
proposition in terms of TV broadcast rights, commercial revenues. So that will, unless they have a series against India, it would be difficult
Mm.
for just on ICC grant. They cannot sustain their cricket. So better sense has prevailed. Idiots are gone. Idiots who
Mm.
are there at the Bangladesh government, who are there at the BCB, idiots are
Mm.
gone. Now better sense has prevailed, and both parties are hopeful that there could be uh, a restoration of the cricketing ties between the two countries sooner rather than later.
If sooner rather than later is the answer, hopefully both the countries' top people will come to a conclusion and at least start some cricketing ties between the two nations. We saw whatever happened after the Mustafizur Rahman episode in the IPL last year. Things escalated into a different level, different direction, and that doesn't augur well between India and Bangladesh, who have been friends for a longest time, and of course their cricketing ties were also pretty strong in the past. So hopefully, as Shabikda says, sense will prevail and we'll see some sort of cricket being played between India and Bangladesh. Whether that will happen in September, that both the countries' top bosses will decide. But let us know what you think. Should India go to Bangladesh to play the white ball series? It has been there in the pipeline for the last couple of years. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to Revsportz for more, and thank you so much for watching for now.